All right, here we are for our next session at our SCOMathon 2026. It's very good to see you all here again. And today we have a small session talking about getting better at SCOM in one way or another. We always want to improve what we know about it, how we can work with the system, um, common pitfalls, mistakes learned from others, tricks, ideas, anything. So we're talking about the learning path, community knowledge, and what comes next. My name is Bob Cornelissen. I'm a Microsoft MVP for 14 years, got 16 awards there in cloud and data center management and for Azure. I'm working at TopQore, which is a TGS Innovised company. It's in a group of the Innovised group, and we are connecting this time to talk about how we can move forward in getting to learn more about SCOM. So this is of course also something that we did in the past. Everybody needs to learn from somewhere, and I learned about MOM and SCOM in the early days. For me, at least, that's the early days of MOM 2000 and MOM 2005, and then moved across to doing more and more with the product. So improving at SCOM is a continuous journey that requires strategic blend of community insights, real-world experience, and structured learning. As SCOM evolves with new versions and features, the professionals must stay updated to ensure optimal performance and stability. This session introduces the three primary learning paths available to SCOM users, which is usually either Microsoft official resources, community-driven knowledge, including maybe from your colleagues, and the TopQore training courses, so the structured training programs. Each path offers unique advantages and caters to different learning styles and professional needs. By understanding and leveraging these different paths, SCOM professionals can build a comprehensive and resilient skill set that adapts to your changing IT monitoring and management environment. Let's see. So, yes, and the next thing what we are interested in is finding out what you actually need as new content. Maybe there will be content that you've been looking for that you are missing, or that you've been finding that is talking about, I don't know, SCOM 2007, and you actually are now here figuring out, hey, this is still valid for SCOM 2022, 2025, for example. Can we actually still use this guidance? Has anything changed? That has happened to me before as well, and that is what I wanted to hear from you. Microsoft official resources to start with, right? So Microsoft has Microsoft Learn. There is the System Center blog as screenshotted in here as well, where you can find all kinds of information regarding the products. For example, for SCOM, you have your guidance at the top left top hand side. You can select which version of SCOM you are actually looking for, and then you have all kinds of information about how to install, how to use it, what are prerequisites, simple things that you also wanted to know about while working with or creating designs for SCOM. These resources are regularly updated, kept up to date to reflect the latest versions, and whenever a new version comes out, a new set of documentation is being published there as well. Also, the System Center blog and tech community provide announcements, release notes that keep users informed about new features, update rollups, hot fixes. We've seen all of these in the last year already posted on these kind of forums. We also have the Microsoft Q&A forums. They serve as a valuable platform for troubleshooting, peer support, where users can ask questions, receive answers either from Microsoft engineers or from experienced community members. These resources are especially beneficial for beginners and those seeking to align with supported configurations and best practices. The SCOM community is quite a vibrant ecosystem. It has always been that way, actually, as far as I remember. I also started in there One of the first things that I did in the years 2007 to 2012 is spending a lot of time on the forums. So the Microsoft forums in this case, but also some of the other forums. You can find expert blogs from people like Kevin Holman, for example, like ourselves, TopQore. Many others are also publishing valuable information in the community. Some of them are presenting at this event right now, like Stolian, like Nice, like SquaredUp, etc., etc. So you will find how-tos, you will find scripts, you will find ways to upgrade to a next version or what it means for an update rollup. Troubleshooting examples. I find event log this and that. What does it mean? There are a lot of community webinars out there as well. Events, for example, you are right now here at SCOMathon, but also Squared Up coffee breaks. We have Select MP and a university that also offer interactive learning experience and demos and case studies. We also do regularly are involved with webinars. Either we present them ourselves or we publish them on YouTube, for example, on our channel, or we do them using these kind of events. And with pleasure, I might add. These sessions often feature insights from MVPs, Microsoft engineers, seasoned professionals who have run into things or want to explain to you how we can do things in a slightly different way, for example. User groups, social media platforms we have, including LinkedIn, Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, or X as it's now called. They facilitate networking and knowledge sharing among peers. Engaging with the community helps the users stay updated on emerging issues, discover creative solutions, which is also very nice, by the way, and build professional relationships that enhance your SCOM expertise. All right, so we tried to put everything a little bit together in a table. I'm sorry that it becomes a little bit small to read, but I've put, let's say, the three main SCOM learning paths to the left-hand side, and at the top what they are used for, the key benefits, and some example resources. So looking at the Microsoft official resources, we're looking, this is useful for any SCOM user, but mostly I would say it's still the SCOM users who are administrator level of SCOM. It gives you up-to-date vendor-approved documentation covering features, best practices, etc. Guidance on supported configurations, the latest updates, access to Microsoft support knowledge, so we have your forums and support articles right there for troubleshooting. The resources themselves, looking at Microsoft Docs and Learn, System Center blog, and the Microsoft Q&A forums. You will find Operations Manager there, for example. Next are the community blogs and events, such as where we are now. It's usually most useful for intermediate and advanced users, so administrators, consultants, architects, also people who want to create new content, want to create new management packs, new solutions, working in things in a different way, or looking what is possible, for example, connecting to other types of systems. So Azure Monitor, for example, AI, what is the role of AI in the new kind of systems? Those are the topics you will hear, for example, today as well. You will find real-world troubleshooting tips, creative solutions, insights, again, into emerging issues or emerging possibilities. So both sides of the coin are there. And it gives you a chance to network with experts and peers from all across the world, actually. In here, you will find the same thing. Examples, I would still say Kevin Holman's blog, expert configurations, how-tos, next steps, TopQore blog, which is our own blog with field notes, updates coming up or already released, how to do this or how to do that. You will find it there. SCOMathon sessions, where we are now here, we have some user case studies, new types of implementations, Q&As with experts. We have webinars from the community. Again, we have Scomathon, Squared Up, Silect, MP University. NICE is doing regularly items there with white papers and webinars. We are definitely in the webinars and short sessions as well, and anything else we can publish, which is something that we want to talk about in a few minutes. Also, we have here as thirdly SCOM training from TopQore. We have quite a complete set of SCOM training. There can always be more, but we need your suggestions about that. This is useful for SCOM professional at any level, because we found out that aside from SCOM administrator, we also have the level of SCOM operator. People who are actually looking at SCOM, they don't need to know the full architecture of SCOM and what it means to deploy an agent and everything. It is about the use of the SCOM console or the dashboarding you leverage on top of that. What does it mean? What does it look like? What can we and can we not do? Where can we find the right information? So this is why we have a SCOM operator training built up. We have the SCOM administrator training. We have specialist modules. So these are one-day modules for either console authoring, advanced designs, Linux monitoring. We have a migration and upgrade workshop there. And we also made the certifications and accompanying badges available there. So all these trainings, they feature an exam at the end, except for one, I think, because it does not require an exam, but it requires you being actually there and following the whole path. But for everything else, there will be a short exam and a test at the end, which will verify that you have been following along, that you have understood what we are talking about. So it's a curriculum-based learning that covers SCOM end-to-end. We have some labs as well in there. And like I said, you have verifiable certifications. You can show it to HR. Okay, I have followed this training. And here we are now. So just to dive into the SCOM training a little bit more, these are the main, I would say, the main badges that you can get certifications. We start at the top. We have the SCOM operator, which is also a prerequisite for the administrator. So operator is a half day, administrator is 3 days. And we cover most of what you would need as an administrator, while leaving out the small details that you maybe never use, which we can put in separate trainings. If we are looking at the specialist modules, those are the 4 in the middle. We have a SCOM upgrade workshop. So that's talking about migration and upgrade, which is also one of the topics of a later session today. We have SCOM advanced designs, so it goes much further than the designs that we are talking about in the SCOM administrator training. We have SCOM console authoring, so creating management packs using the SCOM console, so without becoming a total expert in XML. And we also have a session about SCOM Linux monitoring, also again a one-day session. Now, if you have those 6 at the top, you will automatically get a SCOM specialist certified at the bottom there. If you have SCOM administrator and SCOM advanced designs, you can get a SCOM architect as well. Also, there's a special separate SCOM architect training of 2 days available for that one as well. These are, let's say, the main options that we have here and the most requested ones. There are other topics that we have been thinking about. However, they have not been requested enough, so we haven't created the content yet, but we can always come to you and talk about these subjects. All right, so if you want to blend everything together, you can, of course. That would be a great way to start. I would still say start with our training. It gives you a solid foundation going forward step by step, and add to it experiences from your colleagues, from SCOM admins, from wherever you can find them, inside or outside your organization. You have your community, of course, that we have talked about, and we have the Microsoft Docs and support that keeps you aligned with best practices. Now, one of the things that I want to point out as well, and that's coming in 2 slides from now, I will hurry up to there, is we want to hear from you what are the challenges that you face that we can create content about. And with we, it means us as TopQore, but also the community in a wider sense. We can feed back all of this information as well into Scomathon. All right, I wanted to mention this one first. We have something that we call a TopQore SCOM Knowledge Partnership. You will learn about it as well, aside from just following a training. What we want to do is as well, we have a service called the Knowledge Partnership, whereby we set aside 8 hours per month of basically interaction with your team from our team. So we have, for example, a Teams chat open with your team, or with email or some other way, whereby we can say we can have chunks of time set aside where you can ask questions, you can ask tuning help, troubleshooting information, early information or warnings we can share with you. Future steps, you can talk about the vision moving forward. You can say, hey, I'm now monitoring Windows servers. What if we want to monitor Linux as well? Or how can we do this? How can we design it? What are the best practices for the next step? Also how-tos which are outside of official training. For example, we currently do not have a training about AEM or APM, but you can still ask us about it. We can inform you about how this works. Dashboarding assistance, best practices, conversations with experts. So basically you are talking with an experienced colleague in that case. We always start with a health check, so we know what your environment looks like, what are potential problems, what are potential things that are missing that you might want to have. And that is also going to be then a potential topic of what we can talk about. Of course, the 8 hours per month is the one that is most used. We can also do more time per month is also possible. So we want to invite you, have a look at this as a serious way to get involved and get engaged and with our team, and use our expertise just for a little bit per month, like 8 hours a month, and make use of the best of what is available, I would say. All right. The next thing is this is a QR code you can scan and use that brings you to a form asking you for ideas. So this is talking about topics that help you, things that you are missing, a training that you are missing, a topic that you are missing training about. You have been troubleshooting something, you've been looking at a blog, the blog was written like 15 years ago. You are wondering, is this still valid? Shouldn't there be an updated version of this blog post, but with some changes, maybe make it more modern, with some changed options? That is great. I mean, that would be great to hear from you. If you are missing something, or if you think, hey, there is something, but it's old, can't you talk about this or that a little bit more, or even give a full training, give a webinar of an hour? It might also be, can you show us a video of maybe 2-5 minutes that talks about a certain topic? Please send us your ideas, so either we can create something useful in one of our channels, let's say YouTube, social media, blog, webinars like these, or that others can create for you. So it's not just us, it's more in general as well. So please connect. There's the QR code. It will stay in the next 2 slides as well, so you can catch it, and you can just dump in all kinds of ideas that you have. Your input then guides also what the future will bring in that. Briefly looking ahead, adapt with your SCOM challenges. This is changes. We are looking, of course, at new versions coming in, new integrations coming in. We've been looking at Azure Monitor, AI, ML connectivity. Of course, you know that 2 years ago, Microsoft was working on SCOM managed instance, and which is now gone again. By the way, we also had a training about that the whole day, but we took it back and taken it out of our offering. But you see that there is always going to be a move to this. Combining the two, I think, would be great. And finding a way to use machine learning or AI to get more effective flexibility and for staying effective. Community shapes learning. I think that is an important thing. Real world questions and challenges drive new blog posts. This is actually how I started blogging in the first place in, I don't know, 2010 or something like that. By being so much on the forums, getting the same questions or similar questions, and I thought, okay, let's write blog posts about those so we can actually gather our information together and give an answer which is basically similar all the time to all of these cases. Keep content practical. I think that is things. Sharing insights, it builds a living knowledge base that stays relevant for modern IT environments. I think that is also important, staying relevant and staying modern. And lastly, I want to thank you for being again at this session on behalf of TopQore. We want to thank you being here. The link is there still. Connect to us. Let us know what you want to know about, what you want to hear about. Either being it short, very short, a few lines, or a blog post, or 1 minute of content, or maybe you want to have a day or even more. Please connect with us. Let us know how we can help you forward also on behalf of the community. Thank you so much. Bye bye.